Hello, Scorpio. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jules, and this is Hidden Jules Tarot. First off, thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Thank you to y'all that are returning for sure. I have a lot of your individual sign placement readings up, your current ones, and your love readings. So please check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to do there we go, the Shapeshifter. We're going to do a 2026 reading for you. We'll break it down month for month and also talk about the astrology, get the tarot, the shadow, and also then do an abundant attraction card at the end. So, okay, you're my third one, so trying not to waste any time here. We're going to go ahead and also shuffle up real fast, and then we'll talk about the Shapeshifter. That's going to be your overall, like, arching archetype that we need to be looking at throughout the year. Also, for Scorpio, there's going to be a lot of just big themes for all the signs. It's going to be a lot of deep restructuring of family, home, foundations. Also, I feel like 2026 is also going to be a big year for health as well, routines, boundaries, dissolving old things here. Neptune's kind of finishing up in Pisces, and it's going to move to Aries, and it's really going to push us into acting on our visions instead of just dreaming about them. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so let's get into the tarot real fast. I'm going to get your 12 cards here. Just want to see if any of them pop out first. Okay. January, February, March, April, okay, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, let's talk about it. We have the Hermit also on the bottom of the deck. You definitely will be probably doing a lot of self-reflection. Like I said, this year is definitely going to be a huge year for boundaries and things of that nature. Okay, let's talk about this archetype here. It's number 15, so 15 could be significant. 1s and 5s could be startings and start of change. So let's see. I mean, I would imagine that the archetype is talking about very elusive and trickster type of energy. Yeah, it says the Shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The Shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree, which is kind of like our persona, I feel like. It is a side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the Shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you are looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagined. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with the Shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. So, I think that we are going to be dissolving kind of maybe some people-pleasing habits with that Shapeshifter energy, like having certain boundaries, really releasing old energy that just no longer serves us at all. Okay, for January, you're going to have an internal power realignment, so emotional detox. Pluto is going to activate your 4th house. The 4th house is always like home, roots, safety. So we're doing family versus like and where you actually belong. Your power move for this month is going to be able to choose silence instead of reaction right here. We also have the 4 of Cups in reverse. So once again, it's new approaches to old problems. And that's definitely what this card also is talking about here. Sometimes a little bit of shapeshifter energy is good. I mean, I think that we all can... It reminds me of that act as if, you know? Like sometimes our 5D reality wants to try to like our 3D reality needs to catch up to the 5D reality. So, but you have to know that everything is always working out for you, and what you desire is actually already yours. So, okay, let's see here. We're going to get your shadow card for January. Let's see what we got. Spirit, tell me about the shadow in January for Scorpio, January 2026. 2026. Perseverance and shame. Well, there you go. Where you'll stop is where you'll end up. If you don't keep putting the work in, and especially if we're just sitting in the past and shame, like, it's not, shame, we have to really cultivate our worthiness and not tie... I think it goes back to that people-pleasing, the external validation, like not moving with integrity to please other people. And I think that's probably one aspect that we really don't like about ourselves, that we want to be more authentic. And so I feel like it says expose the shame to light only, then you can begin to heal it. So like we have to really dig into our subconscious here. Which brings me to the next month, which is February. We have the Judgment card out here, and that's an identity under construction. So emotional boundaries and self-definition of like who you actually are. Aquarius will highlight who you've been for others, who you're becoming for yourself. It's definitely restructuring like your routines pretty ruthlessly. So, like, what's draining you on the daily? What's not serving your highest good? Let's see. Well, maybe not feeling like you have the support that you need, or not accepting support. With the Judgment card, I mean, that's like an awakening, the self-assessment, like all of that ties in together here. It's a rejuvenation to understand that like you don't have to go through this journey alone. There's going to be people that are going to be there with you to help you along the way. So March is going to be a pretty big month for every sign. There's a Pisces, Virgo axis. So that's going to hit kind of your... There's also an eclipse. There's 2 eclipses, I think. It's going to activate your relationships and your intimacy quite a bit this month. There could be something that's revealed, a truth, a boundary, seeing the misalignment. It's not to have punishment. It's to tighten what your journey is. So it's Don't be negotiating on your intuition. Like, listen to your intuition this month, Scorpio. We also, because for your tarot card here, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse, which talks about like drifting and numbness, and like whenever he's up this way, he's stepping into the unknown. Like, there's the moon back there, but he's deciding to go on this journey, and he's making that decision. But with it being in reverse here, it's escapism, and it's numbing what we truly wholeheartedly feel within our soul here. So like I said, there's definitely could be a relational truth this month as well. Now let's get your card for March. Oh, well, that looks like it wants to be it then. Boundaries. There you go. They said this whole year, I feel like all of the signs are going to be either they've gone through a growth cycle, they have very strong boundaries now. Other signs are learning boundaries. Everybody's going, like, this is going to be a highlight for sure. Especially in our careers and in our relationships, obviously, so... But the main boundary that we always need to focus on is the boundaries that we place upon ourselves. And I think that is something that all of us collectively, you know, need to have here. Like I said, if you want to manifest or, you know, quantum leap, quantum jump, like do a timeline hop or whatever, like that requires discipline and boundaries for yourself. Having love, respect, and care for yourself. April, which brings up April here. We do have the Seven of Swords. He is a trickster, which is your overarching energy here. Scorpio, there's a big deal here where I feel like your integrity is going to be highlighted quite a bit this year. Are you going to be moving disingenuous? Are you going to be moving flighty, non-committal? Or are you going to actually be strategic and have tactics? That's the light aspect of this card. He also could be strategic and he could have a plan. He could, you know, do what he needs to do. But he also can be deceiving and betraying. And like I said, hopefully that's not within your interpersonal relationships, and definitely don't be betraying yourself, and have some integrity for yourself. Stand on business, Scorpio, which that's the astrology part of April as well. So discipline equals freedom, work, health, your nervous system. Saturn pushes you to commit to your body. Like really, you know, tune into what your body is telling you. That's where I feel like those health things are coming in. Fix what you feel like is not efficient for you. We all have areas of growth. I don't care if you're in the gym every single day. By the way, I started going to the gym. Thank you. But there's always room and growth to be had. So, like, getting rid of the chaos and more structure. Consistency will always be intensity, and I feel like that has to do more with maybe our relationships, maybe our romance department, because anybody can just like flood you with intensity and trauma bond you. But whenever you show up consistently with integrity and trust, that's a lot more solid foundation than just it being super intense. So, okay, let's get the shadow card for April. Obligation. Your sense of duty trap is trapping you. So we need to, once again, reevaluate our commitments here. What we're giving our energy to. Break free from any type of restriction that you feel like is hindering your growth. Which brings us to May, which is your strategic rebirth month. So power dynamics, having the confidence that you want. Mars is going to activate in Scorpio, so it's going to be activating like your willpower. You're not fighting anymore. We're not fighting. We're not surviving. We are thriving, and we are choosing. Okay. So maybe like your sexual and creative and psychological energies will be heightened here. We also do have the High Priestess in reverse, though. So like I said, I feel like you're going to be able to see through the superficiality of everything that you've been dealing with for the last year at this point. So from April 2025 to April 2026. And we need to act and do it decisively. Like, don't play ignorant to our subconscious patterns here. Like I said, Mars is action oriented. Mars gets shit done. So does Saturn, but what'd I tell you? We have insincere and naive. So that's that disingenuous energy that I'm talking about. Like, you've got to listen to your intuition. You need to connect with your truest north and make aligned choices for yourself. Do not betray yourself, Scorpio. I just went through like a whole spiritual experience about that. Not really. It was a revisit, I should say. Where I had made the wholehearted decision to show up authentically and unapologetically for myself. And I had something that activated that within me. And I almost shrunk myself down until I caught myself and I was like, you know what? I don't fucking care. I'm going to say and do what's best for me. And you can move accordingly and I will do the same. And that's where we're at on that. So that's what I'm talking about, this insincere here. Naive. So there could be something that like you're trying to keep rose-colored glasses on around. But you need to face the truth with eyes wide open here. June. Jupiter in Cancer. I think that is actually the ending of Jupiter in Cancer, but that has to do with your inner healing, which will create some outer confidence. The theme is more around your emotional safety and trust. It supports emotional expansion, really, and healing old grief and having that self-trust. You'll probably feel a lot more grounded than you have in quite some time. So let the softness support all of this action that you're doing. We do have the Five of Pentacles here in June. So, like I said, this is surrounding your stability. There could be a loss of monetary issues. You could feel like you are needing stuff. There could be unexpected conflict. Feeling like you don't have enough resources, but you truly do. Like I said, back in February here, we're talking about support and how to let people help you. And what do you know? Your shadow card here is right person. So I feel like the universe is going to be placing people in your life that will nurture your relationships. It's about mutual growth and support for this phase in your journey here. This also came out with it, though. This is about like bringing the past baggage into your current relationship. Focusing on negative things may cause you to overlook the good. So where your attention goes, energy flows here. July Visibility increases once again. So like you're going to be seen. Jupiter moves into Leo because like I said, it moves out of Cancer. So it's into Leo, and Leo is a very confident, boisterous sign here. And Jupiter is very expansive. So that's your career, public image, and like I said, your confidence here. And I feel like this will be a month, especially with the tarot here with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this will be a month where you're really shifting back and forth between being seen. So, and like trying not to shrink like we were just talking about when spotlights kind of hit. You know, even if you don't ask to be in the spotlight, like it's gonna be there anyway, and it might cause a little bit of overwhelm and imbalance. But I said maybe this relationship that's coming in, like you're going to feel very exposed, and but it's a good thing. You're gonna be exposed. A little vulnerability never hurt no one. Whew. What are you trying to hide anyway with all of this Seven of Swords, disingenuous, insincere energy, Scorpio? Huh? Okay, let's get the shadow card for July. We need the shadow card for July. Whoa. Okay, there's a lot that's going on here. Let's put that down for just a second. We'll run through these. A lot of them came out, so. All right. Self-sabotage, unseen, bad attitude, lost faith in reverse, also wrong person in reverse with hopelessness. So they're definitely, with that energy of being seen, look, unseen. There's stuff that you're not, like, that you're not going to be, the universe is going to be providing you with things that you didn't even know that you wanted. It's going to be about your perspective, though, and the way that you see things. Like, are you going to keep that dwelling on the darkness here and have this hopelessness attitude, like, oh, woe is me? I don't think so. I think that there might be some self-sabotaging tendencies here with you, and I think you will go back and forth, and it's really going to, like, tug on your identity and your betrayal and trauma wounds, probably. With being in a relationship that's going to expose all of your shit. But it's good for you. It's definitely good for you. And I feel like this connection, whatever it is, since these came out in reverse here, are going to restore this faith, and you're going to see that it is actually the right person. So, love to see it. You gotta let them in, though. Okay, August, we do have the Ace of Pentacles. So a big opportunity, a new, you know, manifestation. All of your hard work is paying off, a new venture of some sort, which is beautiful because August talks about fate and direction shift. So you definitely could be getting a new job, starting a new creative project, finally committing to the bit here with a relationship. Like, this is purpose, this is your alignment, it's career versus home, like balancing that, ambition versus your emotional needs. This is also going to be a month that something that you have outgrown will just totally be undeniable. I think we also have another eclipse as well in August, so it's a couple of eclipses going on. Choose your future here, not what seems familiar. So, like I said, there's new beginnings. It's a very leading and ambitious type of energy in August. August will be a good month. Spirit, tell me about August for Scorpio. Whoa, energy drain. So, we kind of had that before as well when we were talking about the things about how you're needing to really hone in on your routines and structure and getting rid of anything that's going to be depleting you. You know, if you're at a job and you just absolutely hate that job, or you are entertaining somebody that doesn't know how to meet your emotional needs, this will be a month that it's going to be completely undeniable that you have outgrown these little energy vampire, low vibrational shit. So, okay, watch out for a theme around being judged or like criticized, especially with all of that Jupiter and Leo energy. Like, don't run from it, don't numb yourself. Okay. Okay, now we have September, which is mastering the balance here. There could definitely be some obstacles, some perceived threats that you have here with the Seven of Wands in reverse. But Virgo energy always, like, it's talking about daily systems, your health, work-life balance. You'll feel a lot more capable here to overcome these challenges and not be so reactive. Sometimes, you know, like, this is also Leo as well. This is also Leo energy, the Seven of Wands. And you'll be able to manage your life better. Like, whenever something kind of hits us in the wrong way or whatever, it can feel really raw, like I said, and I feel like you also are having a connection that's really going to be exposing some of those things and mirroring back to you some of the wounds that have been needed to be addressed. And so I think finally by September you're going to be in a much better headspace and able to confront your own shadow instead of just getting defensive or getting reactive to whatever it may be. And you're going to start building something that will actually last. Like I said, we're going to have a much more solid foundation in September. Okay, let's see here. Spirit, tell me about September. Wrong time. Okay. So it says timing doesn't always align with desires. So this is going to be having faith in that long-term foundation that you're wanting to see, without it just probably being right there in your reality. Trust that when the moment's right, the path will become clear. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of patience. Like, your patience is going to be getting tested. I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of hard work back here, and by September you're going to want to see results. And sometimes, like, the universe just, it's on its own time, you know. I can wholeheartedly attest to you that the universe has literally rearranged things in rooms that my name was not even existent in, that I didn't even know these people. And the universe was in the back rearranging different things to make opportunities happening for me at the right time, though. It's all about surrender when that comes up here. All right, so we go into October here, and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse here. So that's kind of the people-pleasing, dependent, insecure energy. I feel like for October, there's going to be, that's your season. That's when your season starts. So there's going to be a lot of shadow integration and truth. I feel like that you're going to be able to see, you know, those old identities that are falling away with the people-pleasing. I feel like that's going to be the month that's really going to highlight that for you. You're going to find your emotional sovereignty basically. Which I love that for you, Scorpio. That, like I said, these last couple of months, man, I'm a Cancer, but that's all I've been thinking on. That's all I've been thinking on. So, it's really, you know, owning your evolution with no excuses whatsoever. So we might start to withdraw from all that people-pleasing bullshit. Not gonna do it. Not gonna pay for it. So, Spirit, tell me about October. Pride. The old pride here. So there could be themes around... We had that earlier about feeling judged, the humiliation thing. There might be levels of humility that we're going to have. Like I said, in order to surrender, I feel like humility is a good aspect of that. Being grateful for the things that we have is how to combat this here. That and taking accountability, you know. There's light and shadow aspects of having pride, but your ego is always going to be there to protect you. And if you build up a bunch of walls, like where there could be bridges, you are going to be making things harder on yourself. And humility is also the path to true connection and understanding. So, okay, we have November, which is the Seven of Pentacles here. So that's a good time for us to look back on this beautiful journey of how we are leveling up, how far that we've come, and start making plans and progress now that we've kind of gone through the last little bit of to get us to the point where we can really start obtaining some lofty fucking goals, you know. November is a new beginning. This is going to be your rebirth and clarity month. So Scorpio season is all about transformation anyway. And November has a Scorpio new moon. So that's a personal reset. And this is where 2026, I feel like, is really going to lock in. I know it's at the end of the year, but like that's where, like I said, all of this stuff is going to be locked in. So by this point, I feel like your intentions are going to be very clear and concise. You're not going to be compromising on stuff. It's going to feel very clean. You're going to be able to start fresh and not be dragging the past along, I feel like, by this time. So that's what's up, Scorpio. Finally putting the backpack of rocks down. You don't need to carry that shit. For what? Okay. The shadow side could also be, these are the themes that you're going to need to look at. We just talked about pride and, you know, take accountability in this direction that you want. So, like I said, there's so much opportunity for you to be able to start fresh and not drag the past out. Even if you didn't have a level of accountability in the past, that doesn't mean that you can't wake up tomorrow and start having accountability, you know? Like, accountability is one of the biggest keys to manifestation here. Blaming external factors or things that you can't control or, like, is not constructive to your journey at all. Like, whenever you own your part and you distinguish between what you can control and what you can't control, that's whenever you move into a solutions-based headspace. And instead of being like, oh, you did that, you did. So, December's going to be about consolidation and peace. I think that you're going to end the year a lot more grounded. There might be a level of also like you finally releasing and grieving the past, because I have the 5 of Cups as your ending here. But I feel like by December, like you're really going to know who you are and how to protect your peace. And like it's sacred, you know. So once again, like less intensity, more certainty, and no more emotional chaos or power struggles, over investing into unstable dynamics. Like we're having discernment, we're having strategic confidence here. Just keep hearing like you don't have to live like that anymore. Like I said, I definitely feel like you're going to have a connection during 2026 that's really going to highlight your shadow aspects of your old relationship patterns. And you're going to see exactly who you are. Sorry, but sometimes, like I said, it's a good thing. Okay, this path, it says unaligned. This path will be unfulfilling and starve your soul. You will encounter unnecessary obstacles and challenges that are meant to redirect you. So there could be, like I said, there's like this theme around you just getting rid of the surviving aspects. Like we're not surviving anymore. Scorpio, we are thriving and vibing, okay? And that's going to be, they said you may have to grieve your old self, you know? At one point, I've lived so many versions of myself. At one point, I mean, I've had to grieve a couple of versions of myself, free myself from them, forgive myself from them, find my inner child and be the version of me that keeps her safe and trusts myself. Like I said, there's so many different. I've also had a version of me where I literally, I mean, I showed a lot of gratitude to that version of me. Even though she didn't make the best decisions, she still was a warrior and did the best she could. So in each version of me that I'm talking about, I feel like you're going to be able to see these different versions of you by the end of the year, and you're going to be able to distinguish and have discernment and strong confidence around who you truly are at your core. And I love that for you. Okay, let's get some exciting news here with this Abundant Attraction card. Okay. Sacred security. What did I just talk about? And we were talking about that earlier about, you know, your emotional safety and like what's meant for you. It says, trust that you are divinely supported and let your spirit settle into the knowledge that the universe is your co-creator. Ground yourself in sacred truth. You are always provided for. This is very good earth energy here. So beautiful. I said, even whenever we can't see it, like we're always on the right path, and sometimes spirit will drop a tower moment every once in a while to kick our ass back into the right aligned path. But hey, you know, I've learned to, like, I love a good tower moment. I don't like to waste my time anymore. You know, we only get one life to live, and if it's not serving or fitting or whatever, then get the fuck up out the way. That's really how I feel about it. Like I said, the universe wants to support you. It wants to give you everything that you desire, but you have to decide that you deserve your desires. And you're going to do that through your boundaries, finding emotional safety within yourself and trusting yourself this year. And also having the support that you need, okay? So, this energy, this little trickster, shapeshifter shit, gots to go. Goodbye. Get rid of it. Alright, Scorpio, this is what I have for you. Make sure again that you check all of your placements, your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, so that way you can get a broader aspect of your chart, especially for this 2026. And thank you again for being here with me. Make sure that you, if this is your first time here, make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell so that way you know whenever my readings post. I also do a free reading at the end for one of my subscribers at the end of the month, for somebody that comments their name with a money bag sign. I'm on the 27th of December, so I will be choosing a winner for December pretty soon. But obviously it'll keep rolling into January as well. But have a happy new year. Blessings to you and yours. And I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye.